There's some news this week regarding the Pitt football team and some incoming freshmen. You know, the word got out, the new freshmen moved in about a week or two ago, and there were three guys who hadn't moved in with the rest of the team. Aliquippa linebacker Kayzon Pugh, Justin Morgan, an offensive lineman from New York City, and Zach Williams, an offensive lineman from Florida. And the story was that those guys had to go through some stuff with qualifying and getting eligible, but they expected to be on campus in August, and that was sort of the expectation. And the news came out this week that Morgan got things resolved, and he's on campus now. And Zach Williams is not going to be able to get things resolved, and he's going to have to go to prep school for a year. And each situation is kind of interesting. Zach Williams found out about having to go to prep school basically the week that he was expecting to move into Pitt. So there was something with his transcript that turned up that the NCAA turned down. And then Justin Morgan thought he was going to have to wait until August to take a class or do something over the summer, but it turns out that his high school failed to put one of his classes onto his transcript that they sent to the NCAA. So the NCAA said, nope, you didn't meet this qualification, you didn't take this requirement. It turns out that he did, and it was just a clerical error, really. And this is something that I think this is a side of things that I don't think people look at or they fail to realize when kids fail to qualify, that a lot of it falls on their high schools. Not everybody knows what kids need to do in order to get eligible. Not everybody at high schools knows what kids need to do in order to get eligible. The NCAA has it set up now, and they've done this for the last couple of years. I mean, there are requirements that you need to have by the end of your 9th grade year, by the end of your 10th grade year, by the end of your 11th grade year. And if you miss on those requirements, you fall behind, and it can be tough to make that up. So you're talking about a kid just out of middle school. He doesn't know what the NCAA's requirements are. He doesn't know, despite what they might say on Twitter, a kid coming out of 8th grade doesn't know if he's going to be a Division I college athlete or not, and whether he's going to have to go by the NCAA requirements for eligibility, if he even knows what those requirements are. Sometimes their counselors don't even know. And if not enough people know what these kids need to do, then the process can become unclear, and then a kid ends up being ineligible. Sometimes a college can get involved and help get the kid on the right course and plan out a path for them. Sometimes the colleges just get involved too late. Sometimes, and we've seen this happen, the high school doesn't provide all of the info or accurate info to the college coaches when the coach is trying to evaluate the eligibility and help the kids get things settled. They don't even have the right information to deal with. Either way, you hear that a kid doesn't qualify, and you look at it and say, boy, that kid, he did bad in school or he messed up. But it's not always their fault. There are lots of people involved in the process, and if everyone's not aware of what's required, things can go wrong. Kids can change schools. Counselors can be unaware. College coaches might not get all the information. All of it can result in a kid not making it through no fault of their own.